Hi, I'm Joan Duckham, and today's morning musings is coming into center. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts from my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. Now, my information is evergreen. However, I wrote these a while ago, and if I encounter anything that seems out of date, I will give you the most recent information. At the end, I will summarize the topic based on what's going on in the world today. Also, I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. Coming into center. I've had a few spiritual awakenings in my life, and I'm teetering on another one. I'll share with you what happened before and what's happening now. Each experience before came after a period of focus, often after overcoming or being in the process of overcoming some great hardship. The spiritual awakening was unexpected, and how it felt was unexpected as well. The length of time I was in the awakening varied, but usually it seemed getting into a relationship knocked me out of it. How I got into each awakening period was different, but each time I was doing some sort of inner focusing, inner meditation, or energy work. But the techniques differed. How I got into each awakening period was different. So what's happening now? I'm refocusing energetically after a period of hardship. What I'm doing is sublimely simple on one level, although complex on another. I'm simply walking my dog. However, I'm walking my dog slowly and mindfully. My dog, being a 10-year-old overweight corgi, is just fine with going slow. She likes to sniff and pee on everything. While she's inspecting every frond on every fern, I'm standing, centering, and focusing inward. My eyes are open, so I'm aware of my surroundings, but it's all an inward feeling. First revelation came earlier this week when I brought my full attention into the now. The now is pain-free. This is so different than the decades of grounding and running energy focusing into my body. During traumatic times, I couldn't sit still. It was all too painful. Even though I knew the past was heavy and grief-ridden, and the future was fearful from my body's perspective, body only knows the past, and the future isn't real to it. Even though I knew what present time was, bringing attention fully into the now drops the memories, the stories, and the seeking. There is no pain when you're fully aligned in the present. So the second revelation happened the other day. I was playing with chakras and quantum energy. My original training, running energy, auras, chakras, etc., became like Newtonian physics after I learned about this quantum energy. This was quantum physics on an energy level. Quantum energy is so outside the box, so outside the hologram, that there's no center of the earth. There's no chakras. It's an unnerving place to be when one's been so embodied for such a long time, but it's the place where miracles occur. Over the years, I've integrated and adapted my techniques, and the chakras have become, again, useful reference points. So as I was walking my dog, I was playing with one pointing, something I noticed came up a while back. Doesn't mean that others aren't talking about it as well. We're all in the same field. As I one pointed each chakra, when I came to my throat, there was this sudden awareness, very much like a spiritual awakening experiences I've had in the past. I didn't fully tip over into it, but it's there and accessible. One pointing my throat chakra connected me inwardly and outwardly to all that is. And that's about all I'll say about it at this moment. Because the next thing that's been happening is this sense of pulling inward. I've been consciously attempting to come back to center in a way that worked in the past. What's happening now, however, is coming back to center doesn't stop. It's a continuous pulling inward that feels endless. Each chakra point, and this isn't chakras as I knew then, or how I was originally trained, those were vortex tunnels that ran from front to back. Energy flowed through them. This is like a doorway to the infinite. There's an inner point in each one of them that is never ending. So I'm playing with that. The important thing here is that I'm not consciously trying to manipulate what's going on. I'm not trying to control the outcome. I'm just responding in the moment to what is. How is this useful to you? Well, you will come to your own awakening from your own series of experiences. Try this to have your own. Drop your inner focus. Bring your attention away from the drama and the story in your life. Bring your attention back from the past, from all that's happened, and back from the future, all that you wish would happen. I focus from the center of my head, and that's back behind my eyes, between my ears, and up a little bit actually. I notice the center focus points all the way down through my body, from the top of my head, center of my head, throat, heart, stomach, solar plexus area, below my belly button, and in the base of my pelvis, and sometimes in the soles of my feet. Imagine pulling your energy back from wherever it is in time, past or future, space, anywhere on Earth or beyond, and multidimensional reality. And that can be dream time or other universes even. Notice what this feels like or what this looks like. You may notice change in your visual perception as well. Things may become brighter, clearer, or more multidimensional. From there, it's up to you as consciousness. I'm in the process with this, so more will be revealed. I'll share with you more as things happen. Happy awakening. So if you've had any awakening experiences, please leave me a comment below. I love to read your comments. And I felt that there were several things I could have interrupted myself about updating, but it wasn't out of present time to some people out there. It was just out of present time to me. So the thing I was discovering in that particular growth phase is that there were no directions. There are no directions as consciousness. So there really isn't any front or back or up or down. When I centered within, I can't really even call them chakras, but I would like, for instance, go into my heart chakra and keep moving back and keep moving back and keep moving back, keep moving back. And there was no ending to it. I wasn't coming out the other side. I was just going deeper into consciousness. So if you think about this reality being a hologram and our physical body is our vehicle within this hologram, but when you're working on this level of consciousness, we're really working outside the hologram. So we're outside of time and space, and we're outside of all these definitions and the stories within the storyline. And it changed everything about my awareness of myself energetically and all the very specifically defined things that I'd had in my early metaphysical training. It made me realize that we've all gone through energy upgrades in order to embody form more. So the example I've been giving nowadays is it's a little bit like looking under the hood of a car, and it's no longer a gasoline engine. It's no longer one of those behemoths from the 50s or one of those fairly simplistic Model T Fords. And I've been using an example like looking under the hood of an electric vehicle. Even as I use that, it feels out of date to me. But our systems are different because our energy is different and everything is upgraded. You can also think about looking insides of an old computer and how computers have changed over time. So it's all whatever vehicle example you want to use for what you're energetically embodying. And I've had these different spiritual awakenings, and the thing I noticed that I missed in trying to describe them is I've also felt just supreme love. And I've had these experiences of being in love with myself, being in love with life, being in love with consciousness, and it really shifting my perception of everything that's going on here in form. And the nearest example I can describe is listening to somebody who talks about having a near-death experience. And you can find a whole ton of those on YouTube. Usually the common denominator with all of them is they do feel enveloped in this amazing love. And although I did have an experience when I was a teenager where I was in a coma for 3 days, I don't have a memory of an out-of-body experience. All these times that I'm referencing, I've had when I've been physically in body. So I've had that sense of overwhelming love in physical form. And I believe that's achievable for all of us. And possibly what we're all seeking is to have that amazing experience of who we truly are as consciousness, but in physical form. And if you think about it, all the drama and everything I've talked a lot about, because I've really gotten caught up in it recently, of the stories that are going on in physical form are just that. They are physical form. They are stories. And they're just what makes life interesting and a challenge to navigate. And how enjoyable it is for you is how you navigate it. And what I talk about in every video is ways to navigate this as consciousness, and you will find life more enjoyable and that sense of great overwhelming love as well. So if you like these videos, please share them with your family and friends and on your social media, and please click the thumbs up and the heart button and like or subscribe, and that way you're telling the algorithm to share this far and wide and get this out to someone who really needs to see this information. And if you want a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the skybox technique. It'll give you a drone's eye perspective of life and insight as consciousness to everything that's going on. If you want some manifestation techniques, click on the link below to my self-study course, Manifesting Money and Miracles. You will learn simple but profound energy techniques to completely transform your external reality. And if you'd like a session with me, click on the link below to book a session. I take a look at the essence of who you are and what's going on in your life today, and I can answer any questions you might have and help you with energy shifts as well. well. And it's all recorded just for you. And if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, that is, navigate your life as consciousness with the help of some of my consciousness techniques, Manifesting Money and Miracles is a great preparation for my coaching special, where I work with you one-on-one and give you specifically chosen consciousness techniques so that you can transform your life. And you can find out more at my website, joan-newcomb.com. And I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.